never does it this accurately and succinctly.
It's because I finally fully remembered everything.
What the fuck?
It was very amusing, that's why.
Oh god, the end times are upon us.
Repent!
Well, we are basically in hell, so...
You're in a bayou. Actually, no, that's fair. That's fair. I'd consider a bayou to be hell. Man,
Bobby Boucher lived in the bayou.
imagine living in a place that wasn't Great Lakes Midwest.
What madness would drive a human to such extremes?
The only good biome. Alright. So, indeed, since recap is actually pretty spot on, you guys finished fighting those vines and oozes, made your way across a great swamp of seeming endless mud, and have made your way to the base of a great tree growing out of what look to be ancient ruins. This gnarled, mangled looking tree reaches up into the sky, and you can see dangling off of it all kinds of organic detritus. The set of not so much a walkway so much as stones crossing the mud are slicked in what look to be long decayed bodies and offal.
Awful what?
No, like awful with an O, not with an A.
Ah. Well, it's awful.
Yes. The awful is awfully awful.
Exactly.
Well, how you wish to proceed is up to you.
So, is there... Like you said, there's ruins here, right?
Yes. Ruins with a great tree kind of growing out of it. Like you can see hunks of ruins having fallen over and, a tree growing out of them.
Does there appear to be an entrance to some unseen part of the dungeon, like a dungeon?
From your vantage point, not really. The base of the tree is well above you.
Then I'm confused as to our position, the position of this tree, the ruins, and the terrain.
Okay, so you guys are at mud level. You're at the water level. These ruins are in the mud, like sticking out. The ruins go up a ways.
How high?
About 80 feet. Steep staircase. With the tree kind of protruding out from all of this. And the big gnarled mass of it is up top.
So we don't actually see the base of the tree because we got this 80-foot wall in front of us.
Well, steep stairwell, but yeah.
Well, let's climb the stairs then.
Yay, stairs.
Cue rocky music.
Yeah, you guys start climbing the stairs. You can see as you get close, there's all kinds of animal and even some human bones kind of mixed in with the muck and detritus as you climb up. You make your way to the top. Up here is a...
Do we do like the Rocky thing?
I don't know, do you?
Nah.
Not too cool for a Rocky reference, okay.
Yeah, at the moment.
Well, you've made it to the top. From here, you can see dead ahead about Sorry, 50 feet. 50 feet from you is the base of the tree. This kind of gnarled mass of it having ripped up the stonework, and the really a gaping hole in the tree is kind of set just a little bit above the surface that you're standing on.
There's a hole in the tree.
Yeah, it's like a big old nasty looking hollow tree.
How far away?
50 feet.
I have dark vision. What's inside of it?
Ah. All right, so you can see into it. So the 10 feet you can see into it. It's you're seeing more of that organic detritus. The bones are all mixed in with muck, kind of coating the walls of the inside of the tree.
So it's a dead end.
From your vantage point here, yeah.
Well, let's take a look inside the tree. There might be something hidden inside the tree.
All right, you cross here and go inside. At least poke your head in.
Mm-hmm.
So, Faradul, since you're, wanting to poke around, give me an investigation check.
Oh, this one ended in tears.
Well, I mean, he beat me to saying it, but I'd be right there with him. I'd be looking too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you should do the looking. I am moral support on this one.
35.
See? Very good moral support.
Yeah, so amongst the bones and offal and whatnot, you spot 5 clusters of what look to be spongy egg sacs, kind of stuck as big globules onto the walls and the uh, ceiling inside of this hollowed out tree. Uh, in addition to all the bones, you can see a clump of them where the robes are still on them, along with some armor. The figure in question, though, having one normal arm and a mass of what look to be metallic tendrils for a left arm. A number of tuning forks are tied to a sash on their chest.
Does it appear to be alive?
Give me an insight check. Kind of hard to tell at this distance, given all the awful they're stuck in.
All right, well, I'll cast Mage Hand and grab the tuning forks.
All right. You pull that sash off.
Just sit on the ground behind me.
Mm-hmm. There are 6 tuning forks.
And then I begin to detect magic ritual.
Alrighty. You are detecting magic on that body. The one with the tendril arm.
Any particular school?
Abjuration.
And it's the body itself and not something on it?
It's stuff on it.
Can I identify its location?
Looks to be underneath the offal, like it'd be on their like belt or something, based on that perspective.
All right. Well, I use Mage Hand to just kind of try and roll the body over so I can get at it.
The body is too heavy to be rolled over by a mage hand.
Ow. What?
How about
Then I use Mage Hand to tie a rope to it.
I was just gonna do an animating performance.
Does that cost you anything?
Not the first time.
Your call then. Doesn't cost me anything to do the Mage Hand with the rope.
I'll do an animating performance.
What are you animating?
Just animate the body and have it walk out of the whatever goop it's in. Larger, smaller, non-magical item.
All right, you use animating performance on the body. It fails.
Hmm.
I shoot the body.
Give me an attack roll.
Is
You
it
have
prone?
advantage. No, they're not really prone now. Oh, what are you shooting them
Water jet.
with? All right, roll damage. That hits.
All right. Well, that does 24 points of magical bludgeoning damage, and I need a strength save or it falls prone.
Let me see here. Well, that automatically would fail. Out of curiosity, what's the DC for your?
20.
Okay, yeah, that's higher than the muck itself. So, yeah, you just blast the body and the muck apart as the body goes, sliding across a section of the ground.
I thought it was in this hollow of a tree. It doesn't have anywhere to go. I'm basically just power washing into a cavity.
Okay, it's power washed to the cavity then. My point is, it is no longer stuck in the muck.
Ah, good. Can I get at the magical item now?
Yeah, you can see it.
Well, I use Mage Hand to grab it. What does it look like?
Looks like a scroll tube.
Oh, yeah. I grab the scroll tube and bring it to me.
All right, yeah, you're able to do so.
I examine the scroll tube for traps.
Scroll of banishment.
Well, you could have, for instance, a pressurized container of acidic salt inside of the container to go off if you open it.
Who would do that? Gas grenades inside of a scroll tube? No,
You mean
not us.
aside? You mean aside from Gilbert and Under doing that?
Well, give me your investigation check.
26.
It is in fact trapped.
Yeah, get rid of here.
All right, here, Rick, this appears to be trapped with some sort of mechanism.
All right, I would like to disarm it.
All right. Give me a thieves' tools. You disarm the trap. The
Can I
lid can now be.
preserve whatever was dangerous?
Yeah, you pop the lid on it.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So you pop the lid. The trap that you disarmed looks to be a rough surface on the inside lip of it. But it looks of it, if you were to pop this off normally, it would Then it looks like there is a kind of powder on the inside of here, kind of lining the walls, that you can tell would be combustible.
Oh, okay. So basically, they made a incendiary.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll tap that out and shimmy it into a vial,
Yep, you're able to do so.
and then I give it to Intervin for his research.
Functionally, you can just consider that to be alchemist fire. Instead of a liquid, though, it's a powder.
What are its like alchemist fire ignites on exposure to air? What does this ignite based on?
Friction.
I mean, Rick, do you have any use for it?
I mean, I could probably find a use for it.
Here.
Friction. I mean, do you just want me to call it magnesium with a phosphorus strip?
I mean, that's different than what I thought
Yeah.
when he said the scroll tube was trapped that I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, you were thinking, not acid. You were thinking dangerous salts that are going to dissolve it. It was.
Actually, I was really worried about something like this.
Yes, the scroll tube of nuclear detonation.
Hey, you never know.
What's that image sent posted? There's a rod inside in a language you don't know. You cast comprehend language like cesium, drop and run.
What?
That wasn't.
That was
That
you.
was. No, that was. Who the fuck was that? Yeah. Scroll.
Yeah, of course, that cobalt rod was only a quarter active at that point.
Oh yeah, okay, that one. Yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah, well, it was like some radioactivity one.
Yeah.
All right.
This one.
Yes.
Yeah, but you can tell based on the date that if we were to pick that up today, it'd only have like 800 curies left.
It'd be fine.
Mostly okay.
Only 800 curies.
I mean, this little gimmick would be good to. Do we have anybody with tinkers in the party? That's not a corpse. Sinclair has tinkers tools. Okay, well, we'll save it for another day.
I don't tinker. I usually just make a mess.
No, I was thinking about turning the cork of the vial into the same contraption as the lid of the scroll tube. Basically, make a pull and throw firebomb.
It would not end well if I tried that.
Yeah, I'll just save it. Gilbert, I'm labeling those friction firebomb components.
Okay.
But anyway, scroll tube, safe.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I then open the scroll and look at it.
Well, there are in fact a couple of scrolls stuffed in here.
Okay. I shift through them to see what scrolls there.
All right. There is a scroll of planar binding. There is a scroll of banishment. And there is a scroll of magic circle.
Neat. Is there any other magic I detected?
No.
There were those tuning forks, though.
Yes.
What kind of tuning forks?
Let's see. I take it you're doing the pitch test.
Well, I've confirmed them not to be magical, so yeah, I'll examine the material and then do a pitch test on it.
All right. So there is a steel C, a zinc lead alloy A, pewter A, zinc, I believe that's A flat.
Plane of dust?
Pound signed.
Yeah, that's flat.
Yeah, A flat. That is not dust.
Wait, no, that's sharp.
Pound sign is sharp. Yeah, I was just gonna say. Wait a minute.
Sorry, yeah,
okay,
sharp.
so
That's sharp.
This would be sharp.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I actually was terrible at music class.
I never took one.
Really? You didn't have like elementary and middle school music classes?
Not worth a damn.
Exactly. That's why I don't know this shit. Sorry, where did I leave off?
Zinc,
Steel.
A sharp.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. So we had steel, pewter, zinc, lead, zinc, sharp. Here we are. Tin, A sharp, and tin, A flat.
Okay. No, I remember I said I created that tuning fork for the prime material plane.
Mm-hmm.
I never did get what material and note you were using for that.
Oh, of course. My apologies. Steel, C.
Okay. Okay. Do I know where any of these go?
Give me an Arcana check for each one. 5 in total.
The lowest is a 22.
Indeed. So you pass on all of them. So they are in order that I told you. So you already know there's the prime. There is ooze, one of the ones that you already have. Ice.
So that hold on. I did not write them down in the order you told me. I wrote them because some of them I already had a copy. So zinc A sharp is ooze.
Zinc lead A is ooze.
That's the ruined quagmire. That's where we are.
Correct. You have another one for that.
Gotcha.
Pewter A ice. Then we have zinc A sharp mineral.
Plane of money. Got it.
I was
Tin
thinking the same for ice.
A sharp lightning.
Start a refrigeration business.
Tin A flat vacuum.
Well, that must have been a fun experiment.
For whoever figured that one out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold your breath. Why? We don't know where this one goes, and the last guy didn't come back in one.
So
piece.
Gilbert, last time we just kind of skipped ahead because you didn't care that we were going through them systematically. But I also have zinc A, lead A, and lead A sharp that we would have tested, but never got information on what plane they were.
Okay, hold on. So that's
Zinc A.
zinc A. Zinc A is Earth. Next one.
Lead A.
Lead A, water.
Lead A sharp.
Lead A sharp, steam.
Mm.
Alrighty. Just so people know. Here's everywhere we have access to right now.
Work would be like, well, I could use the plane of ice for some shipping. Oh, let's see.
Alright. So that body hasn't moved yet at all.
No, it's pretty rigid.
But it also resisted his whole he can make any item move type thing.
Correct.
Ergo, it's not a corpse. Because being object.
Well, it's either an object or it's terrain. Well, it's either an object, a creature, or terrain.
It's terrain.
Yeah, what is this, a 90s strategy game map editor where all the corpses you can put on the map are terrain bits?
Just decals.
Okay. Oh. Do I see anything invisible? While we're hiding?
No.
Okay. Just wondered.
Wait, how are you saying?
Rod of alert, casting see invisibility constantly.
Gotcha. No.
Okay. Yeah, that plus a passive perception of 32 just makes Rurik impossible to sneak up on. Plus, he has alert.
All right. So, yeah, object, creature, terrain.
Well, we know it's not an object, so it's a creature or terrain. How far away is it?
Right now, like, if you guys are in the middle of the tree, like 10 feet.
We just
I'll poke it with a stick.
Poke. What are you poking? Like, what part?
I don't know. He blasted it with water, so it tumbled and rolled. Is its head up and available?
Yeah.
I poke its head.
All right, you poke its head. Your stick kind of gouges the tissue.
But it doesn't do anything.
Well, there's no blood coming out.
Basically.
Is there any other way out
the-
of this hollow besides the way we came in?
1 second. The face, when it kind of gouges, though, in Rourke, you'd be familiar with this because that disguise kit proficiency. It kind of gouged like putty, like you use for, like, say, making a fake nose.
So it's clay.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Way out. Intervin, give me a perception check. Yes. There is, in fact, an opening in the top of the tree. It's sort of covered in goop, but it is there.
How high up?
20 feet.
And it's covered in goop?
Yeah.
Blast the goop with water to see what happens.
Hold on, what's the range of prestidigitation?
Yeah.
It's only 10 feet. Yeah, I just blast it with some water to kind of clean the edge off.
All right. Give me an attack roll.
Ruffles.
So yeah, you blast it, and a lot of water comes back at you. You do manage to detach some of this goop from the wall, and kind of swings down, is now dangling over you. It is clearly hydrophobic.
But so it cleaned off the edge up there.
Yeah, you knocked it off with the the power washer.
And it fell to the ground by us?
It has not fallen to the ground. It has detached and it's kind of hanging on one side,
I mean,
all distended.
I send up a mage hand to just kind of grab it and pull it off the ceiling.
All right. Yeah, it comes loose. There's a big old splat as this goop hits the ground.
Can I identify what type of goop it is?
Give me a nature check.
It's the goopiest of goop. No, Rurik, I do believe that's just slime.
You are uncertain.
Well, what color is it?
Like a foamy yellow.
I mean, throw some salt on it, see what happens.
Okay, I throw some salt on it. What happens?
How much salt are you throwing?
Just a fistful.
It's a pretty reasonable amount of salt.
Well, we got like that large amount of salt for that whole plane of salt.
Yeah, you can. Oh, you're throwing the true salt on there.
I'm throwing the salt of salting on it.
Okay, yeah. Any moisture that was in here is just absorbed by the salt. There is now just this desiccated. What's the word I'm looking for? Film.
Hmm.
Well, I'll pick the salt back up, because if you bake it in an oven, you can reuse it.
Thank you, Spectre.
I'll take the film, play with it, touching it.
So, what kind of film is it? Is this like an action flick, a rom-com, comedy,
35 millimeter,
The buddy cop.
11 millimeter,
one of those
35
Super 8
millimeter.
movies?
Go military, get some 75 millimeter.
Well, it looks to be this kind of yellow tinted if film.
Hmm.
It's kind of dried out at this point. Kind of cracks a little bit and
Oh,
becomes
so it's
brittle
set
as you
in
pull
Mexico.
No, it
Yeah.
was Philadelphia.
We have a cleric. Father Simon, can you cast light? Mister,
What?
Aziz, light.
can you cast light?
Can I cast light? That is not a cleric spell, is it? Or paladin spell, is it?
I
Oh,
can
you're
cast
paladin.
light.
I thought you were a cleric.
No,
Oh, you can cast light. Okay, cast light on the small bearer for me.
Blippity bloop, it's light.
All right. I hold a light on the other side of the the yellow goop or yellow film and see what I can see inside of it. You know,
no holy
basically making a rudimentary microscope with a telescope. You know, um,
Well, okay. Give me an investigation check.
hmm. 16 or 17. 16. 16.
So, other than the bits of dirt that you find in there and the odd remaining bit of salt, it appears to be a homogeneous material.
Okay. I crushed up, put some in a vial.
All right.
Trying to get all the, the best bits so there's no dirt and salt in it. Pure as I can do on field. Call it yellow ooze, yellow goop. All right. I'll just toss a grappling hook and climb up and see what's up.
All right. You climb up and stick your head out. You're currently sticking your head out kind of like the top side of a tree, goes out onto a branch. From up here, you can see out into the surrounding swamp.
It's a very strange tree.
It is. It is an extremely strange tree.
There's a branch at the very top of it.
Yep. That is correct.
Where's the rest of it?
What do you mean?
You just described a tree that's a plateau.
There's a branch on top. There are branches coming off the sides. I'm confused as to what you're picturing.
Well, I climbed up and stuck my head out of a hole.
Yes,
There's nothing above me.
there are branches.
Okay. So there's more tree above me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'll climb out on the branch and look around.
All right, give me a perception check. All right. You spot movement in the mud.
Distance?
120 feet.
Zoom
Straight
enhance.
line.
I pull up my spyglass and look at it more.
Okay. Yeah, it appears to be some kind of large mass moving underneath the surface.
How large?
Give me an insight check.
Insight?
Yes. For the mud to be displaced like this, it's either a large thing near the surface, or it's maybe something huge a little bit deeper under.
All right. And it's 120 feet from where we are?
From where you are.
Okay. And the party's 20 feet below me.
Hmm.
And then how high up are we? I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't really here. I was on the phone.
80.
Okay. So party's 80, I'm 100. It's 120, so it's like 20 feet away from the base of wherever we are.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I'll pass that information down and let people know that we're probably going to have company. And I guess I'll climb back down to the party. Did I see anything
Alright.
else, like other like landmarks, etc., while I was looking around before I spotted the mass?
No. The
Okay.
swamp is pretty impenetrable.
From 100 feet up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The canopies.
No, I wasn't. I didn't mean in the canopies. I meant other like above 100. Above like. I'm looking for other skyscrapers that stick out.
I gotcha. Yeah, you're not seeing anything in particular from here.
Okay. Yeah, back to the party then.
All right,
We have company. I think it's hungry.
Hungry for death. Which way is it coming from?
Um,
The general that way direction.
Ah, gotcha.
I mean, I actually don't know.
Oh yeah, just like coming from that way. Gotcha.
I point. My player doesn't know this,
Hmm?
but Rurik does.
Yeah, coming out from in the mud. In a big old
Well,
mud lake.
he'd ask which direction it was coming from.
Do you have a compass here?
I mean, I can point. I don't need a compass to say northeast, southwest. I mean, I need a compass to say northeast, southwest. I don't need a compass to point in a
Yeah,
general direction that I had seen it coming from.
Behind the tree, I guess, functionally, for your relative directions. Coming from beyond where you guys have been.
Okay.
The welcoming committee. Well, the other welcoming committee, probably, maybe.
Now let's go out and say hello.
Oh,
Don't want to be rude. We go and introduce ourselves.
All right, you walk out of the tree onto this like ruined, collapsing terrace. You can see the stairs. You can see the walkway you used to get here, and all the mud surrounding you. And yeah, you can see something beginning to surface over here.
Gad.
And a absolutely massive, flat arthropoid shape, almost like a scorpion. Large crab-like pincers, mandibles. You can see a long, flat armored body. Are you familiar with the sea scorpion?
No.
Oh, really?
Roughly.
Okay, hold on one second. We found a nice image.
Isn't the Guardian from Atlantis a sea scorpion? Yeah.
It's a more lobster, but actually, yeah, now you kind of mention it, sort of.
It's got a flat head like that.
Yeah,
Just has more of a lobster tail than a sea scorpion does. Sea
Yeah.
scorpions kind of have a narrow scorpion tail.
yeah. Plus, it's got like proper pincers. Big meaty claws.
Well, I call it, well, greetings.
This one has cute eyes.
This
Fucking anime
this
eyes.
fucking sea scorpion is pulling itself out of the liquid. Visitors.
Ah, it speaks common. Handy.
Oh, that's I should clarify. That's in your head.
Oh.
Oh, it thinks in common. That's handy.
Hmm.
And it begins this massive thing scuttling slowly up the steps towards you. What brings you to my nest?
Well, we're a bit lost. And we're looking for a few compatriots of ours that have also managed to get themselves lost. A couple of souls, really.
Somehow they ended up here.
This was the largest, most magnificent structure in the area, so naturally we headed here to see if there was any clues we could find.
It is a nice tree. What do they look like? Are they meaty?
Well, the souls are sort of discorporated, so the two souls we're looking for wouldn't be. The one body, though, as I cast Minor Illusion and make, an image of, I believe it's CERN,
Mhm.
appear, looks like this.
He does not look meaty.
More like me.
The souls sound savory.
Careful. One of them's really salty.
I don't think souls really have a savory taste.
So, do you have any idea where we could find them?
I mean, in fairness, he is an interplanar being, so maybe souls taste good on his plane. Who's your nearest neighbor?
You like jazz?
Starts putting the moves on the interdimensional sea scorpion.
The worm lives near. The worm has many tasty leftovers.
Hmm.
Worm WORM or WYRM?
At this point, the sea scorpion has reached the top of the stairs.
I guess the worm uses a lot of spices.
This would put you guys within pincer range.
Uh huh.
I mean, he doesn't seem hostile.
Yeah, he's friendly.
Oh, friendly for a giant sea scorpion, but yeah.
So is this worm, as I use minor illusion, one of these types of worms, as I make like, a giant purple worm image, or is it more like one of these worms that I do an ancient red dragon?
The sea scorpion does not react to the inconsistency that I already fucking did. Fuck it.
Wrong kind of worm.
No. I acknowledged it being able to see the image of CERN.
Well, I would have had to visualize it in my mind to make the spell,
Yeah,
so he would have been able to
that's-
read it out of my mind.
Yeah, that's fair. It has wings.
Gotcha. As I like, just hold that image of a dragon. So, a draconic worm that holds all sorts of tasty snacks. That sounds exactly like our target. Do you happen to know where it lives?
Yes. What will you give me?
Well,
Tasty meat morsel.
how does worm meat sound?
Yeah, like it's probably not going to want to give up its stash willingly, so we're going to have to deal with it. Which means, we don't really have any use for worm meat, but you might.
Give me a persuasion check.
Not my area of expertise, actually.
You hear these like meaty thunking sounds as sets of like little claws and mandibles kind of tucked under just the edge of that front plate carapace begin clicking.
Is this the sound of a sea scorpion licking its lips?
I like the sound of worm meat.
Well, it sounds like we have a deal then. Tell us where it is, and we can go deal with it for you.
It nests that way. And its body kind of shifts to the south.
About how far? How many of your body lengths?
Several rest periods.
Hmm. Well,
Past tasty monkey people.
Oh. Well,
Does this worm have a name?
You can hear more of its pincers and little mandible bits begin clicking. Name.
An identifier, yes.
Rourke points at himself. Rourke.
conversationally, you're getting the equivalent of like white noise coming off of this thing in your heads.
Did you ever have?
Food.
Understandable.
Predator. Now prey.
Well,
Well, then I think we have an accord. We shall head off then to procure this worm.
well, if it's several rest periods through the monkey land, we could never-ending story. Because then we won't get lost, and we can give him monkey people as food.
Huh?
Ride him. How big is he, Gilbert?
Huge. That front plate is about the size of like like a wagon.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't think we want to ride him. I think the whole point of the deal is he gets to stay here, and we go deal with the worm for him.
But he's going to have to go there and get the worm corpse. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Rurik, I can teleport.
Fair. It's been a while. I'm a little rusty. I've been dealing with politics. Fucking politics.
You got the ooze from his base. That right there is an item key to the location.
This is fair. Oh, that's a good point. Does he have anything from the worm's base?
No. No take. Worm.
Yeah, they tend to be like that. Well, you've been very helpful. I think we should head off to go deal with this worm. It will take us several rest periods to reach there. My name is Intervin, should you feel the need to contact us en route.
Rend and slay worm.
That's the idea.
You can hear its mandibles and pincers clicking in that like arthropod licking its lips way.
All right, guys, let's go.
Yep. Away.
Yeah, we start heading in the indicated direction.
Alrighty. I do believe that is a male jumping spider attempting to ingratiate itself with a mating dance.
Mm-hmm.
If successful, it'll survive long enough to finish mating and then be consumed.
I do love the good sand spooter.
Mm-hmm.
Better
God,
play hide and seek.
I fucking hate those things.
Yes, but the voiceover that on the video is funny. Ah, yes, I will hide myself. You can't see me.
We travel.
Indeed.
Swamp.
So who's taking point here?
Am I a scout? I am not a
I
scout.
think Anya has the highest survival here.
Yeah, Anya, and then you're helping.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not exactly the survivalist among the party here.
Oh,
Give me
I
a
remember.
city, I will find you the fastest route. Give me a forest, and I will ensure we find the 100-acre woods and never return.
Give me wilderness, and I'll build an institute on it.
He'll turn it into city.
15.
All right. So you begin leading the party to the south through the swamp, crossing bits of tree when you can to get out of the mud. And you do manage to navigate the party twice out of the way of will look to be more of those uh, living vines, which tried to, kill the party earlier. And as you reach the end of the day, you come across a. You still got like 2 hours before nightfall, but you come across a more open section of swamp. The canopy here is more exposed. You can see the mud here is gotten a bit clearer, or rather, more liquid than mud, and can see a number of plants, lily pads, and great big pink and yellow flowers kind of blooming in this space. And unlike the rather putrid odor that fills the rest of this area, the air here smells rather pleasant.
Yep, that's a trap.
Is that a trap?
It's almost certainly a trap.
Yeah, flowers that smell sweet in this kind of environment are typically doing it to lure in prey.
Going around then, or
I mean,
going through?
Probably.
how big are the
Taking around?
flowers?
Uh,
You said big.
yeah, about 4 foot diameter.
I mean,
Those are pretty big. For a
wait a minute, you
flower.
got Firebolt? Or Anya, you got Firebolt?
No, I have Ray of Frost.
I mean, Frost would work. Zap one of the flowers, see what happens. See how it reacts.
I can insult its heritage.
How far away are these flowers?
Uh, I mean, let's see. If you're hanging back to the very edge of the transition between spaces, 20, 30 feet.
Can I get to 60 feet and maintain line of sight on these things?
Yeah.
Then I'll do
back
so.
up.
Yeah, we're backing up. And then I hit it with a Ray of Frost to see what happens from 60 feet away.
All right. You hit it with a ray of frost. It's not hard to hit.
4 foot across pink circle.
Yeah, you can see the petals just kind of curl up. It doesn't look like it was particularly effective, but the plant responded rapidly to that.
Plant move fast, plant bad.
But it's stationary.
Yes, it continues to kind of float there on this kind of like lily pad type thing, but it just retracted quickly, like the petals closed.
I mean, wait, Anya, how big of a thing can you make with your create thing? Like it's
You?
size limited, right?
Yeah.
So what's huge? 20 or 10? 10 is large. So huge is 20. Right?
Well, Up to my charisma modifier of non-magical items, one can be huge, the rest smaller.
I was thinking just make a 20-foot beanpole and see how deep the water is. If these are lily pads, that means they're floating on clean water. Is that a correct observation, Gilbert?
That is, in fact, a correct observation.
Hello.
Ah,
Hello.
Portcash. Hello, sir. How far away can you do that thing?
Uh, in 10 feet. But I also have the Pegasus, so I can just fly over the water
Oh
and
yeah, I
do it.
forgot about the Pegasus. I was gonna say yeah, because if it's if it's deep water, unless Intervin casts, then it's possible to traverse. I don't know if you have water walk prepared.
Water walk? No. I do, however. That does remind me, I ritually cast water breathing on everybody.
Oh yeah.
So everyone can breathe underwater.
Yay!
I mean, probably fire up the TAC comms too, just in case this gets a little wonky.
Yeah. Rary's telepathic bond.
All right. Then yeah, say launch a beanpole in the water and see what happens. See how deep it is.
Alright. I will get on the Pegasus, fly over the water, and drop a beanpole in.
20-foot long depth gauge.
All right. Yeah, it goes down. It looks to be maybe a couple feet below the water. Water looks to be about, 25 feet deep.
Okay. That's
A little bit more than we could walk through.
a little bit.
I mean, we could just
Um,
walk along the bottom with water breathing.
I
And
say,
that could go possibly wrong
and
in a
also just
muddy fucking swamp.
how wide is this water? Like, how far do we have to go to get across?
This looks to be like a region. Like you don't see the usual swamp at the edge of your line of sight looking into this area.
Hmm. Okay. So there goes the idea of just ferry people across with a Pegasus.
are there any trees nearby?
Oh yeah. There's still the usual mangrove in this region.
About
Just instead of it being a tight mass of mangroves and killer plants and oozes and mud, this area is a bit more open.
So, would it then be possible to are these trees large enough that I could use a casting of fabricate to make a barge that would fit all of us?
Hit me with that again.
Use fabricate to make a barge that would fit the party.
Let's see.
10
Yeah, that
foot
should be
cube.
doable given what it's able to draw from.
Okay.
Yeah, you could convert one of these big mangrove trees into a type of barge.
Mm-hmm. And then we just need to get a couple like 30 foot or, maybe 35-foot poles. And we can just start going across the water then in the direction we need to go.
yep.
Like, I think we should just ignore the flowers. There's, they're
Yeah, I thought it was like a small clearing, not we were coming to a regional change.
yeah. So as we enter the new biome, I think we switch to the boat.
Okay. switch to the boat you do.
I mean, technically, we don't even need the rods. I have the decanter of endless water. Jet propulsion. Just stick my hand off the back of the barge. What is that for Ace Ventura with the fan?
Yeah.
There's a hole in the bottom. You just kind of lay there, stick one arm down, jet propulsion. Someone else sits next to you, takes care of the rudder.
Well, that's the nice thing with jet propulsion is you can vector it. Don't technically need a rudder. The new LCSs, they don't have rudders.
No, just jet. It's like a jet.
They
ski.
have twin jet engines, like a jet ski.
Actually, I think it's a quad, maybe.
Well,
One of those.
they have 4 jets out the back. They're ran off. Each pair is ran off of a single engine.
Ah, fair.
Yeah. So technically, it is a twin engine quad jet. But anyway, so yeah, we can use that. But I would still, if Intervin's going to make a couple pulls, those would be handy for some instances.
Well, the poles are just, stripped. I'm not going to use another casting for that. We'll just strip down
Yeah.
a tree.
Yep, I can do that. Carpenter's tools and shipwright.
Takes fabricate. He doesn't make a process barge. He just uses fabricate to origami the mangrove tree into a barge.
Hey, I played that game.
That kind of looks like what you would do for the Institute. You got the channel coming in, the bay, and then the other channel going to the actual Institute.
Yeah, that way you can set up defenses all along those coastlines there to make sure it's almost impregnable unless you want it to be. You could weaponize that entire harbor. That's Final Fantasy 1 right there.
Yes.
Honestly, that is what that
They're
is.
both Final Fantasy 1, just one's at a slightly different angle.
I know
All right.
exactly what that is. I've played that game way too many times.
Yeah, we got a barge. We got an engine. We got some poles.
And then through his release of extraplanar water, he destroys the biodiversity of this plane.
Goddamn right we are.
Technically, it should. No, I guess not, because you can drink it, so it's just mundane water.
We're fueling
Well,
our
that's
our ship with bunker fuel.
All right, so you spend that time, you fabricate your mangrove tree boat.
Yep.
And you use your little decanter of endless water for jet propulsion.
No, and then also we took some time to make some poles.
I'm actually a little curious as to how effective that thing could be as a jet for moving a barge big enough to carry all of you.
Depends on how much
gallons of water.
How fast does it come out? I don't remember.
30 gallons of water as an action in a 1 foot stream. That's 5 gallons per square foot per second.
Is this a water cutter?
No, this would be more like a industrial sized water pump, like a bilge pump.
It can truck. I mean, pushing a barge, you're gonna have to do mass calculations. I would say we're probably not moving at sailing speeds.
Oh yeah.
No, it wouldn't. The water resistance would basically mean we're crawling. That's what the poles are for, so that we just kind of prod ourselves along the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's looking at this is probably enough
Like Venice.
Thrust. Yeah, it's enough thrust that your job is a bit easier.
Yeah, we don't have to work as hard with the poles. The poles are more for fine-tuned steering. but we can continuously move no matter what. How large can you fuck around with fabricate?
10 by 10.
Okay.
That's why I figured a barge. Make something like 10 feet long, 8 feet wide.
Yep.
Shallow draft.
Something we can all sit on comfortably, but
Yeah, but it's not exactly a boat. It is a barge.
yep. Flat and hard to tip.
Yeah.
All right.
Trying to find good images of a mangrove forest, I came across the armadillo. It's so cute.
Sinclair has an armadillo. Well,
The armored ball of cuteness.
probably with
I found a better image. Like here is what our boat looks like, Gilbert. Except it's made of wood.
Barge and their design. That actually seems kind of interesting.
not to go off topic, but look up concrete barges. They're really fucking cool. Barges specifically designed for laying concrete underwater.
A concrete ship. All right. See, this is part of the fun for these slight derailments. It's the sheer amount of extra things I get to learn, and then potentially maybe later use.
See, the cool thing with barges is if the worm has a lot of non-meat loot, we can lash them together and make a barge string.
I see your barge and I raise you, barge.
And you're just going to try barging out of his lair with these barges?
And all of his stuff.
Hmm.
Because we're adventurers and that's how we roll.
Everything that isn't nailed down and some things that are.
Now, first we take everything that isn't nailed down, then we take out the nails, then we take everything that's not nailed down anymore.
All right. Well, then, you guys begin sailing. For like what, another... You guys want to keep going until you need a rest, or are you going to camp anytime sooner?
We'll probably just go till it's long rest time.
Yep.
Alrighty. Give me... Sorry. I will need a piloting check for whoever is, piloting the water vehicle, and survival check for whoever's navigating.
You do not want me to do either of those.
You really don't want me to do
Well,
either of
Anya's
those
doing
either.
survival. What was the driving check? What's that based on?
Water vehicle.
Water vehicle, I think.
Didn't you get proficiency in that way back?
I got shipwright.
Yeah, he's shipwright with Rurk.
Hey. Don't worry, guys, I know exactly where we are. We're on the water.
We're heading in a general that way direction. I don't know which way that way is, but that way is that way. Well, I mean, wouldn't you have help from Almond Farmer?
Yes. So roll again. Now it's not just on the water.
I guess I'll do the. I don't think we have anybody that's vehicle handling. Well, no, that would be Faya. Faya's not here. Faya's navigation, I think. Thomas.
Yeah?
Is Torgesh a boatman?
No,
Oh, okay.
unfortunately not.
So then that would just be a flat roll for vehicle handling. Gilbert.
Sorry, on that by me.
For vehicle handling, we have nobody that is a water vehicle, so is it just a flat roll then?
Yeah, it'd be a flat roll.
Well, I mean, we have a water jet and poles, so
Unable
roll
to
advantage?
compensate for the easiness of the job. On a turn, you guys go wide and run over a plant.
Fuck you, plant.
The plants all take offense. The flower hive mind awakens.
all right. Well, I'll take 10.
It's kind of a rocky 2 hours, as you have a little bit of trouble getting quite the hang of this, and the barge clips, grazes, skirts, hits, and flat out rams several trees and a couple of big flowers, leaving a small trail of vehicular plant slaughter in your path.
After the first minute of rockiness, Anya's just going to fly off on the griffin and follow from the air.
Well, you're leading.
Right, yeah,
Well, I mean, he
I can navigate from the air. It'll be fine. I'll have to lead from the air though. It'll be fine. Just remember, don't follow exactly where I'm going. Follow where I'm telling.
Nope, we're
that's-
following exactly where
yeah,
you're
God
going.
damn it.
Bang! Hits another tree.
Well, there's a problem.
I don't know what's wrong with it.
Don't worry, Captain. We'll buff out those scratches. All right. And it begins to grow dark here in the swamp.
Well, at least this plane has a reasonably predictable day-night cycle.
It's dark for all of 5 minutes, and then it's back to noon. Fuck
Relax,
your
Captain.
eyes.
And then it's afternoon.
Just turn on my
Then
night
it's
vision
morning.
goggles.
It is, however, a deep, dark, impenetrable night. There is no ambient light anywhere in the sky or in the swamp, save for the occasional luminescent bug.
All right. Well, there are still trees, right?
Do you have object permanence? Just
I
making a
don't see
joke
that
about
as a skill on my sheet.
I was making a
Well-
joke about it being so dark you can't see the trees, and so the trees aren't real.
Well, that depends, Gilbert. If I stop believing in the trees, does that mean I can just pass through them?
I mean, that's how paladins work in my world.
You know, is this plane work on? You know, these are planar trees. You know, for all I know, they work on orc logic. If we don't believe in the trees, we don't get hit by them.
I mean, if I run fast enough at them, they might just get out of the way. That's not existing, really.
The trees just fucking bitch slap you out of the air.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So we tie the barge up to a tree, and then I do a Lehman's tiny hut ritual.
Alrighty.
And we need watches. Who wants first watch?
I'll take first watch.
I don't think the
Um,
gnomes have invented that small of mechanics yet.
Who wants second
one of
watch?
them. Sure.
All right. And then since I'm an elf, I only need 4 hours of sleep, so I can take the last 2.
Do you want to snag up some more trees?
What for?
Improve the barge?
What for?
Bigger, more stable.
Again, what for? The barge is serving its purpose. I don't see any reason that we need to change it.
More loot.
I'd prefer to save the spell slots in case we need them.
Okay. Just asking.
Yeah.
Before
So-
you go down and get them back in 4 hours.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That's a good point. Gilbert, is there another couple of trees I can make barges out of nearby?
We in combat, or is that a?
No.
Yeah, that's like an endless mangrove like forest.
Okay, I make 3 more
Mangroves
barges.
everywhere.
I make 3 more barges and lash them together behind us.
Just every night we rest in this place, we're just adding barges.
Eventually, we'll be able to pull an Alexander the Great and just
Fucking
walk
bridge.
from one biome to the other.
We're gonna transform this into the plane of barges.
And then after we're done with that, we'll make sure it's only known as the plane of bridge. Singular.
And then we go to sleep.
All right. You guys go to sleep. It's a quiet night here during each of your watches. Not a sound except for the occasional movement of the wind and the lapping of the water against your barge. And you finish your long rest
Yeah.
as the day begins.
Hooray.
Excellent.
There's no sun, just ambient light.
Onward in the general that way direction.
Yes, we continue following the directions our aquatic scorpion friend gave us.
All right. Give me a survival check and a boat piloting check.
We cruised today.
Indeed, the extra mass from those other barges rather helps stabilize you.
We cruised in the general that way direction.
To the best of my knowledge, we are still plot bound.
Be right back.
All right.
Mm.
So,
Cinnamon
Anya,
oatmeal.
you navigate the party. And as you're doing so, you actually can spot up in the trees. You spot this pretty easily as you're flying. You spot what looks to be some kind of hut in the trees, made out of mud and sticks and vines.
Hmm. I'll swoop down to pass it along to the party. And I can go check it out pretty quickly. How far was it?
Quarter mile.
That's about 1,300 feet, so I could get there and back in like 2-3 minutes, and then just catch up to the barges down here.
Sure. Go check it
Oh,
out.
wait. Come closer. I cast haste on Pegasus.
Oh, all right. Then I'll go swing by and check out the hut, see what's going on there.
All right.
Just a reminder, water breathing and Rory's telepathic bond.
All right, Anya, you fly alone with your Pegasus the quarter mile to this hut. You can see it has, looks like, two windows set higher on the sphere, and a door. Well, you think it amounts for a door. It's made out of really a movable wicker shield, which is currently lying prone and shattered on the what would amount to the front patio. This whole thing looks kind of like I suppose, like a beehive, but like built onto the core of the tree.
How big is this place?
Um, it's a hut. It's maybe in total like 15 feet by 15 feet.
Alright, I'll land and just poke the, was it the broken wicker shield for a front door? Poke that aside, peek inside.
All right. Do you have? Actually, no. It's daytime. The light would be coming in. Yeah, you can see inside. Looks to be a small living space. You can see a couple of hammocks. Looks to be appliances made out of stone and wood, and also the uh, gutted, mangled, and almost completely destroyed bodies of several hairy figures. It is difficult to tell what they are outside of there is hair and a lot of gore.
How big are they? Like human, dwarf, gnome sized?
Medium sized, like dwarf or human.
Alright, I'm gonna start pulling them out. And how many can the Pegasus carry if I just like strap them together?
Total, this would be you're gathering up all of the body bits.
Yeah.
This would be about 400 pounds.
Alright, Pegasus can carry that. Size large creature with strength 18. Um, see, I'll just put all the body parts into. Fuck it, I've got a spare backpack. I'll stick them in and strap that to the side of the Pegasus and head back to the boat.
All right. And you start heading back to the boat. The rest of you can clearly see these cadavers on the sides of the horse.
Well, they're in a bag, so they're not leaking too bad.
Oh, you guys
Hopefully
can you guys can see the bloody sacks.
Yeah, I found some bodies. They might be able to answer some questions if anyone can speak with dead, or I can try resurrecting them, but that'll take a while, depending on how dead they are. How long have they been dead?
Give me a medicine check.
Oh boy. Medicine, medicine.
Anywhere from an hour to like 8 hours.
Okay. Still need raised dead instead of revivified, but that's still very feasible. How many bodies is there enough meat for?
It looks like there are two adult bodies and then three more smaller ones.
All right. Um, so Does anyone know how to speak with dead, or
While I possess the spell, I did not prepare today.
it's not a ritual spell by chance, is it?
No. It is not.
I can try raising the more intact bodies.
Let's not waste the resources. Is there a reason we can't wait a day?
Well, and on top of that, what are we going to learn from them? Let's head over to the hot investigate
We
and see
would
if it's
learn.
worth raising them.
Yeah, we'd be able to learn where we are at least, aside from marshes.
Well, we're between the scorpion and the dragon.
They might know something about them.
Fair.
If we don't want them with the barge, I can. I can take one of them away from the barge when we settle down, just out of line of sight, and then raise them, see if we can get any useful information out of them, and then send them on their way. Yay, nay? And it won't cost us anything. I can make the material components for all the resurrections. It'll just take a little bit of magic.
Oh, if it doesn't cost us anything, sure, go ahead.
We do it on the barge or on the shore?
We have
What
extra barges.
Well, I mean, it's only a quarter mile. We can just take a pit stop.
All right. I will guide everyone back to the shack then. Hut 1 to 2. The mess.
All right, you guide them over. They pilot on over the barges. You guys, I assume, tie off the barges beneath the hut.
Yeah, a reasonable outcome.
All right, and I will. How much would a size small diamond be worth, Gilbert? Is that enough for Raise Dead or Resurrection?
A size small diamond.
Um, Technically, the gold value of a diamond is based on its cut. It can be any size.
All right.
A diamond that's a half an inch across can be worth 5 gold or 1,000 gold.
All right. What would be a nice meal for them to have for a couple hours after being brought back from the dead?
A burrito?
All right. Size huge burrito on the last barge we have, and then the small things into diamonds for resurrections. And I will start casting. So, are these bodies intact enough for Raised Dead to work?
Raise dead. Let me take a peek.
Closes mortal wounds, but doesn't restore missing body parts.
They are not intact enough.
All right, then this will take a few days then, because I'll have to use resurrection.
Well, tomorrow I can just prepare Speak with Dead.
That'll work too.
All right, so just pile up the bodies on the barge. Let's keep going.
So just make sure I'm understanding this correctly. You go to the hut, cast Anya's bigger burrito, and then leave.
Well, I think he would be able to recognize that the body is not intact enough to cast, raise dead on today. So we wouldn't bother with the burrito today.
Gotcha.
I could resurrect one of them. I do have the spell. The problem is I only have one 7th level spell slot and it needs that for resurrection.
Eh,
Don't worry
we
about it.
can use Speak with Dead tomorrow.
Yeah.
Don't waste the 7th level spell slot in case we get fucked up with, fuck with.
Alright.
Yeah. Also, you said it was a huge size burrito.
Yes.
The barge is only large, technically. Well, fuck, there goes one of the barges.
Large barge with the biggest bean burrito.
Yeah, but
Large
its size
barge.
huge. It sank the barge.
The fishies are currently eating the burrito.
I can disintegrate it, and not just by eating it if it is actually sinking the barge. Beautiful.
Did you just make that?
Yes.
Or I was gonna say, or did that exist on the internet? Because I wouldn't be surprised if that existed on the internet.
I like that because the burrito is just hanging over that front lip ever so slightly, there is a genuine chance that a massive piece of rice or beef or something is about to fall off and hit one of the workers.
I think that's the least of the workers' concerns.
Man, the seagulls are going to be a pain in the ass. Who died?
Spectre Auto moved to the AFK, it looks like.
All right. Sorry, what were you doing again? Sailing on?
Yes. My
Yes.
wayward son.
All right. You start sailing on through the flower-filled, sweet-smelling area of this swamp. And after about another, wait, did I have you give me a survival check for the day?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, okay.
We got an 18 for
There we go.
boat works, 25 for navigation.
Indeed. You guys keep sailing. And you can see, Anya, up ahead, another clustering, actually, I say you can see a clustering of similar looking huts on a bunch of trees up ahead, centered around a large lagoon filled with more of these flowers. You can see some of these hairy creatures moving around the treetops, kind of swinging around.
But these ones appear to be living.
Yes.
Well, do you guys want to go say hello?
Might as well.
Yep.
All right, so we take our barge train with, our barge, the barge of dead bodies, and the barge of the burrito.
Sounds like a religion.
The cult of the lore bard and the barge of the burrito.
Mm-hmm.
Boat burritoans. All right, yeah. As you guys approach this area, you can see some of these hairy men in the trees. They begin hooting and whistling as you guys begin kind of sailing under this area. And sticks and rocks begin getting like lobbed in your direction. Are you guys familiar with the noise of like howler monkeys?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, it starts going like that.
All right, well, I call it in common. Greetings, we found some dead guys of yours. Did you want them back?
The hooting continues as sticks and rocks are lobbed like onto the front of your boat.
Okay. I cast tongues. Is this actually a language? Or are they just making nonsensical noises?
They are, in fact, speaking a language. It amounts to a lot of shouting, look out, look out, outsiders, go away, as they start lobbing stuff at you.
Right. Okay, I call it again, this time with tongues helping me. Greetings. We found some of your people that were dead and have brought them back to you.
We come in peace, they come in pieces.
All right, so Putin, it begins to simmer down a bit. Do me a favor, Infant, give me an insight check. As a number of these monkey-like creatures begin, conversing. Yeah, Intervin, they're them talking.
You broke up and I missed it. Say again.
Oh. I said these howler monkeys are extremely confused by the notion that something that isn't one of them is talking.
I continue to call out. We come in peace.
The howlers
Have
monkeys
a
take that
word for
they're
peace.
weak.
To have a concept for peace.
I'm inventing the concept. I will open a branch of the Institute here to teach them.
No, it always reminds me of the Islanders that they don't have a concept of north, south, east, west. They had in island and out island and left and right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, if you never developed magnetism, you wouldn't understand the concept of northeast.
Actually, I'm kind of glad that you get that because one of the howler monkeys kind of hoots back. You share?
Yes, we share. As we bring the barge of the giant burrito.
You can see them cocking their heads in confusion at this massive hunk of clearly smells like food.
Is food. We share with all of you.
Give me a
Rourke walks
persuasion
over.
check.
Do I have advantage because this is very clearly a gigantic ass burrito?
So I'm going to say that actually makes this a flat roll.
Fair enough.
You were at disadvantage before.
No, I want to make a chicken and rice burrito because that thing keeps rolling in front of me.
So they're kind of hooting as you've kind of driven your boat into the middle of the cluster here, and uh this howler monkey kind of gestures and talks to some of those, and they run off and they grab a vine and a rudimentary bucket, lower it down to you. Put food here.
Yeah, I spoon. I like spoon some of the filling out using just like a stick and just kind of shoving it all in the bucket. I fill the bucket like to the brim with burrito stuff.
They all right. You put in the bucket and they wheel it up. Sticks a hand in there, begins licking it off his fingers. They all start. A few of them start trying it. Tastes funny. What is this?
It is a food from the land of my people called a burrito.
They wheel the bucket back down. More.
Yeah, I put some more in as we're getting closer and closer to the shore, right? Are we getting closer to their group?
I had to step away for a couple minutes. What's going on?
We're feeding them.
I am plying the howler monkey people with burrito stuffing stuff.
All right.
Because we have a literal barge of burrito.
Might as well use it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm figuring if I can get them like to the point where when they think of a burrito, they start thinking like this. Worst case scenario, we're just going to turn them into a cargo cult.
All right.
I suppose that's another bargaining chip that we got.
So they
Tell
they
them we're gonna
don't
kill the worm.
they don't appear to have entirely let down their guard, but they have stopped throwing stuff at you. As a couple more kind of swing down from a section of tree onto the barge with the burrito, and they begin eating the burrito.
Mm-hmm.
They descend like locusts.
Indeed, as consensus, or well, this has to take place for like the next half hour, as consensus begins to build amongst them that burrito, pretty good. Kind of just eating at that stuff.
Uh-huh. How long does the tongues last?
1 hour.
An hour.
I would say find a leader.
Yeah. So yeah, as they're eating and kind of getting more and more comfortable, I ask which is the head of their tribe.
How would that translate to them?
Alpha of the pack.
Not quite how they function. That's why I had to think about this for a second.
Ah, they're socialists.
The elder?
Okay, so tongues communicates literal meaning? Is that correct?
No, the target understands what I say.
Okay.
Comprehend
Okay.
language is literal.
Yeah, this is the third level spell tongues. This is a little bit better than that. It actually conveys
Gotcha.
meaning.
Okay, this communicates meaning. All right. In that case, yes. Yes. The howler monkey who is doing most of the talking to you um tosses down a vine to you. This way. This way.
All right, I go.
Are you just come or is it just you or does everyone else come?
I
I'll go
do
left.
tell the party that, well, he's taking us to their leader if you guys want to come.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll follow.
We go.
All right. Yeah, takes you up into the trees and into I guess the best way to describe it would be a gazebo kind of naturally formed out of this tree space where you can see well, I'd say it looks particularly old, but it mostly just looks old because of the graying fur. And you see this big kind of red-haired almost looking howler monkey.
Thanks.
It's starting to go gray. With all of the that long red hair being kind of braided.
Big red howler monkey.
Yeah,
That's not a howler monkey.
I
that's
know.
an orangutan, but yeah. Huh. Huh. Yeah, it's not an orangutan. That's a different thing.
I do know the difference between an orangutan and a howler monkey, but as soon as you said big red leader, I was like, oh, there's a meme for this.
Fair enough. One second though.
Why is dude's neck so neck?
He never skips neck day.
He maxed out the slider on his neck.
Or he's a Cardassian.
Fucking Cardassians.
Ah, the Cardis. Gotta say it like O'Brien.
There we go.
Well, the
There
other
we go.
option
There's
is,
the howler
that
monkey.
sometimes when you take steroids, you can't really control which muscles grow.
Huh. Indeed. All right. So you show up. Shows you to the elder howler monkey. Tongues is just you, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
Busy.
in that case, Intervin is hearing actual conversation. The rest of you are just hearing endless howler monkey howler track.
I'll cast tongues just to know what's going on with the conversation. I'll leave the actual diplomatizing to intervene though.
Well, question is, Are you charisma based?
Yeah.
Do you have persuasion, deception?
A little bit.
Well,
this is
are you
Intervin's
proficient?
thing.
Could you help?
Maybe.
While he's deciding if he's going to help or not, I open the conversation with the leader. Greetings. I'm Intervin, and these are my people. We come in peace.
I'm Old Red. These are my people.
Well met, Old
How
Red.
do you speak?
I use magic. Because I am an explorer and wish to learn about Big Red's people.
Big Red kind of sits up, kind of sticks his face right up to yours and kind of sniffs you a bit. What are you? As it kind of pokes over and sniffs it on you.
I am a wizard.
You're an elf, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he kind of points at his ears and at you.
I come
You're
from,
not hairy and have pointy ears.
I come from very far away.
Mm.
Do you have stories?
Stories? Yes, we have stories.
I am a collector of stories, and I would very much like to hear some of your stories.
Mm. Mm. Stories for our people, not for outsiders.
Okay. Can you tell me about this land, then?
It's trees and mud and marsh. We have nice flowers. They give food. Dangerous waters. Dangerous nights. Our land is the land.
And what lies, and I point in like the general direction we had been traveling, beyond your land that way?
Nothing good. Kind of holds out his arms wide. Worm.
Ah, the worm. I have heard of this worm from others.
I saw it in a bottle of tequila once.
Tell me, is this worm friend to you or enemy?
Depends on how much tequila you drink.
Enemy. Worm hunts our people.
I'm sorry.
Before the forest was safe, other than the water and sometimes the air. Now, though, the sky and the night are very dangerous.
Seems like everything's killing you fuckers. I mean,
Well, fortunately, you can't. They can't understand you when you say that.
okay, good. I mean, they just sound like they're just like, we die if we go over here, we die if we go over there.
this worm, does it breathe fire or ice or acid?
Big Red sits for a moment. Old Red sits for a moment. We don't know. We know it's there, though, by all that it hunts.
What's left after it hunts?
Bits of gore, and feces. Acrid pools.
The acrid pools, does it hurt if you touch them?
Yes.
A black worm, then.
Black dragon it is.
It's possible, but I don't think the acid tends to linger too long from a dragon's breath.
It can. Depending on the circumstances.
Plainer bullshit.
Well then, Big Red, thank you for telling me of this worm. We should move quickly then, so as not to be caught out at night.
Smart. Avoid moving at night. Or being seen at night. Or heard. Or smelled.
Indeed. We are good at hiding.
Perception check.
He looks you over.
Is that in common?
No, it's still in Howler Monkey.
Okay.
He looks you over.
Still in Howler Monkey.
Interven have
I
a
doubt
very
that.
bright yellow robe.
Wouldn't everyone understand with tongues?
That's right, it's not a single language, it's everybody understands me. So yes, you all heard that, as I say. I am good at hiding, and everyone immediately starts laughing.
Yes. We came in on a giant burrito barge, and that's just like 5 minutes ago.
You know, I have an idea. Well, Big Red, to thank you for your help, we shall leave you the burrito. Have a good day.
Thank you for this gift. Before you go, he sticks his hand underneath the like nest of plant vegetation he was sitting on. And he pulls out a stick. It's a big stick with a rock at the end. Looks like it's a lump of granite.
Okay.
Take this. Good for whacking water scorpions.
I can see that it is a very good Hurley. Thank you for your gift.
Travel safely.
And may you and your people find peace.
You guys can hear that the howls outside have shifted from, various kinds of communication to just chanting burrito, burrito.
We maybe should hurry on out before we start another call.
Yeah, we're leaving. We disconnect the barge because I can always make another one with the burrito to leave it as a gift, and then we make our way out.
There's going to be a statue of Intervin built in the next few weeks, holding a great burrito.
Yeah, except, like 8 to 12 hours later, they're all going to be suffering from like massive amounts of trapped gas from all the beans they ate after having never had beans in their life.
Yeah, but they probably don't understand the relationship, so it's fine.
Most people are smart enough to figure out if they ate something new and they suddenly hurt.
Yeah, but that burrito was really tasty, though.
Yeah, clearly food is that good can't be bad for them. Next time we're gonna come with pizzas.
I mean, the things you make disappear after a certain amount of time, right?
Yeah.
So they're gonna feel full for a while, and then all of a sudden, just like be immediately hungry.
Oh, so it's a Chinese
Did we?
burrito.
Yeah, we just invented Chinese food.
Actually, now that I think about it, a Chinese burrito would probably be really good.
I believe those are just called egg rolls.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, he's not wrong. But I was thinking more like, like General Tso's chicken and like a burrito.
Yeah, I've done that before. Make a wrap with a General Tso sauce.
Mm. All right, so anyway, before I get more hungry,
So we continue down the river. Or the swamp.
Mm-hmm. All right. You guys keep going.
We leave the bodies too for them. We don't take their dead. That's just bad diplomacy right there.
All right. So you leave them the bodies of their slain
And the burrito.
and the burrito, and you begin sailing off.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see, with that roll that you made for survival. Huh? Hold on.
Love some CCR.
mm-hmm.
What's All right. So you begin doing the sailing. Birds and their sticks.
Yeah,
So
we
you
should
guys
check to
keep
see if that stick is magical. They might not be familiar with the concept of magic, but they might still use it. Under?
I'm sorry, I phased out. What?
I hear we should do detect magic, see if that stick is magical. They might not be familiar with the concept of magic, but they might still use it.
Oh yeah,
knowingly.
yeah. I'll check the Hurley over with detect magic and all that.
All right. It's not magical. It's
Not
just a
really surprised.
really, really good stick with a rock at the end.
Okay. I put it in the bag of holding labeled cultural artifacts.
Oh, you're gonna throw everybody in the museum for a fucking loop with that thing.
Yes, but it belongs in a museum.
Oh no, Intervin is British.
Wait, I suppose Anya hasn't met Intervin. Yeah, basically.
Or Trazen.
As soon as I figure out how to transport whole armies.
Well, I'm sure you'll get there.
Indiana Jones and Trazen both walk into a museum.
Well, there's no more museum, I can tell you that.
No, there's a
Or
museum.
Jones
It's just,
Museum.
Indiana Jones and the museum would then be transported inside of a bigger museum.
Museumception.
Yeah.
Wait, does that mean that you have to pay multiple entry fees?
No,
I-
there's just one entry fee,
Oh,
but then you also have to pay an exit fee.
Yeah, I don't think Trazen charges an entry fee, given that he's known to kidnap humans and give them the tour.
Yeah, it's less of an entry fee and more of an exit fee.
oh that's fair.
I still find it funny that fucking book has him kidnap a bunch of humans to take on a tour. Now, if you'd all stop screaming, you might learn something.
That's why they're
Well, he's
screaming.
just really proud of his collection. He wants to share it with somebody.
Well, to be fair, if all of a sudden, because from their perspective, right, they didn't understand what was going on, I suddenly, was walking down the street, and then all of a sudden I find myself in a pitched battle against fucking, rogue Necron thingies, I might scream too.
Then you wind up in a place you don't recognize, being led on a tour around a whole bunch of shit you don't understand by a dude who just keeps going, "Stop screaming! It's really interesting. Come on."
All right, now to be fair, if it wasn't like immediately pitched battle, I would scream at first. And he'd be like, "Stop screaming! I'm trying to show you something interesting." Then I'd probably actually listen to him. Not because I find it interesting, though I probably would, but more because if he can do that, then he could have killed me just as easily, and doing what he says is probably a good idea for now.
All right. So let's see. With that roll, you guys keep sailing. As you guys are sailing along here, begin hearing a scuttling sound. And you can see crawling over the side of your boat is a number of these big sea scorpions. Pincers clacking menacingly. Roll a niche.
Damn scorpions.
All right, Rourke. One of these like man-sized sea scorpions has scuttled over the side and is clicking its pincers menacingly at you.
Let's see. Rod of Alertness, Protective Aura. As an action, plant a haft another rod on the ground, whereupon the rod's head sheds bright light in a 60-foot radius and dim light for an additional 60. While in that bright light, you and any creature that is friendly to you gain a +1 bonus to AC and can sense the location of any invisible hostile creatures that are also the bright light. So everybody has +1 AC and pseudo C invisibility.
+1 AC.
Cool.
You said?
Yep.
Neat.
All right. And then let's see, what else can I do? What was my action? Is that? Oh, I can just do that as a bonus action. Okay, yeah, bonus action attack with the scimitar speed. Doesn't require me to make an attack. I can just make an attack as a bonus action. So yeah, I go whack one of them with the sword.
All right.
Are any of them in melee with another ally?
Not currently.
Well, might as well go hit him.
Yeah.
31 hit.
Yeah, that hits. You you get your blade just right between two plates of chitin.
All right. Well, for a measly 8 damage. Then I fall back so that I'm in melee with a party member.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, and no attack of opportunity because mobile.
Mm-hmm. Anya, I believe you're up in the air. You can see these things scuttling out of the water.
Yeah. How many of them can I hit without hitting friendlies? In a 20-foot radius. I had to double check the area on that.
I mean, what are you casting?
I'm considering synaptic static.
Probably like 3.
And there's how many that we can see right now? 6?
Given your bird's eye view, give me a perception check.
Ooh, that's not good. There is the perception. 25.
Yeah, there's the 6 on the hull, and then there's a lot in the water.
All right. I'll cast it underwater at the biggest concentration near the boat I can find then.
Already?
Assuming they have an intelligence score of 2, or of higher than 2, 2 or lower is unaffected. Intelligence saves.
And what's the AoE?
20-foot radius. Those 2 nat 20s succeeded. 8d6 psychic damage. For 27 psychic damage, 13 on a success. And the 2 that, well, the 15 that failed take 1d6 off of, where was it? Concentration saving throws, ability checks, and attacks. Then I'll swoop down, yell that there's a lot more underwater still, and give a bardic to. Let's go with Fair Duel,
Neat.
and then swoop back up, and that's my turn.
Alrighty. So, Torgesh,
Yeah.
your move.
All right. Since I now know about the large concentration, how many can I get with a 60-foot cone?
I mean, you were just told that there's a lot in the water.
Okay, so just blast a cone of cold.
All right. All right.
So that's a con save. $18 and higher passes. 4 half. So 14 for those who passed and 28 for those who failed.
All right. Yeah.
And
So
my familiar turns invisible.
all right. Ice begins, forms in the water, and you can kind of see it looks like a bunch of them probably died in that, given that they're currently frozen in the water.
There are a bunch of ice cubes in this water now.
Indeed. Shrimp flavored, frozen shrimp.
Is there just like a layer of ice on top too?
Mm-hmm.
I do like me a good shrimpsicle.
That there is. Big sheet of ice straight ahead. Anything else, Torgesh?
That's it.
All right. Faradul.
I would like to smash one of the invading shrimps. Actually, does it seem like they're rather tough, or are they just a lot of them?
They do look quite tough, but they've also suffered a massive amount of damage from the 2 spells they just got hit by.
Ah, gotcha. All right.
The ones that are still alive do not look to be in good condition.
All right. Is there like a group of 3 of them? That
There is.
Excellent. I'll go towards that group and I'll give them each a good bonking.
Two hits.
That's okay. So each one receives a rather equal amount of bonking.
Yeah, you know what happens to a fly when it's hit with a bug zapper?
They explode.
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, the limbs and exoskeleton, the water inside them vaporizes from the lightning and they just explode.
Yeah, that makes a smile on my face. And that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. For DM1. All right. So they've actually suffered massive casualties. And so the swarm of sea scorpions, you can see that the survivors detach from your hull and begin cannibalizing their dead number.
They begin eating their own.
Yep,
They eat their wounded and dead.
indeed. There are currently no sea scorpions on your hull still. They have all detached to begin preying on the injured and the dead. Sam.
Oh wait, I'm Sam. Yeah, okay. Sorry, forgot there for a second. Uh, so how far are they? The sea slugs that are eating the sea scorpions.
Sea scorpions.
Whatever. How far are they from us?
Just off the ship.
Range, my friend. Range.
10 feet tops.
I could bow them from. Oh, if one's 10 feet, I can hit him from where I'm standing without having to get in the water.
Exactly.
Okay, good. I'm gonna whip him. Whip him good. Can I
When
whip
the
one of them?
crabbos come around, you must whip it.
I'm fixing to whip it. Can I hit it? Can I whip it?
Yeah, make your attack roll.
Is that 2 hits?
2 hits.
Okay, I want to double check something. Okay, I think this is right. It might be wrong, but I'm thinking this is right. $59 points of it's 6 points of slashing damage from the non-magical from the whip, but the rest of it is all radiant damage.
Well, that explodes. Anything else?
No, I killed one. I'm happy.
Intervene.
That's what Father Samuel's good at, killing monsters.
I just watch. There's nothing threatening the barge or us at the moment.
Not currently. They're all feasting upon each other.
I pull out a small notebook, begin making notes for the biological specimen gathering people of the institute.
All right. Yeah. It looks like their pincers are mostly for grabbing, although they can do a pretty good chunk of pressure. It looks like they do most of the work with a set of mandibles underneath the head, which are capable of crushing and piercing through chitin.
Nice. Yeah, I'm sure the zoological department will be interested in these notes. Other than that, I just observe.
Alrighty. The rest of you guys going to be doing anything?
No, I'm just gonna wait and see what they do. I killed
Keep
what
on
that
fucking
happened.
rowing.
All right. In that case, I guess we can say we're safely out of initiative, as if anyone doesn't keep killing them, they're either all dead or you're doing zoological. So either way, the party's out of combat.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if I can get a corpse without having to fight too hard for it, the rest of the party helps.
Yeah, it's easy enough that you could just pry one out of the water.
Ah, perfect. A sample for
Exactly.
zoologists. They'll appreciate that. Thanks, Rourke.
But yeah, so it looks like by their design, they're pretty damn sturdy critters. The jaw is, as you kind of look over it, yeah, it's able to crush chitin and other tough materials. It looks like this would be really bad to get bit by.
Ew.
It has a series of smaller pincers kind of around that area, along with little claw-like appendages used for holding on to and restraining. And then its large pincers look to be pretty strong, but they're kind of shaped in a way that looks like they're more meant for, again, capturing and restraining, rather than, say, ripping or tearing.
Young would be disappointed in them.
What was that?
Young would be disappointed. They're not good at ripping and tearing.
Indeed.
All right. You guys keep sailing. Eventually, you reach the end of your day. You guys making a watch?
There will be no need for a watch, as I have my 7th level spell slot this evening, and I cast Mornkainen's magnificent mansion,
Woot woot.
creating an extra dimensional dwelling, which lasts for the next 24 hours. Basically, there is a shimmering door that appears on our barge. You and any creatures I designate, which the party, we can enter the extra dimensional dwelling as long as the portal remains open. We can open or close the portal from either side as long as we're within 30 feet of it, and while closed, the portal is invisible. Beyond the portal is a magnificent foyer with numerous chambers. The atmosphere is clean, fresh, and warm. There is a staff of 100 near transparent service that attend to us. There is baths and food and the like, and basically we stay in a very nice mansion.
Yeah. Question: are we stopping the barges, or are we continuing? Because if we continue the mansion, we're gonna lose the.
Yeah, we tie up the barges, and then there's just like this door that
then.
appears.
Oh well, then yeah. If we're leaving the barges, then that's perfect. Can't nothing bother us. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, even if we come back, worst case scenario, like if something comes and sinks the barge out of spite, there's just a couple castings of fabricate to get it back.
Yeah. We open the, interdimensional door. Well, the fucking floor is gone. Hang on.
Steps out the front door. Oh, splash. Some dickhead moved the barge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it contains sufficient food to serve a 9-course banquet for up to 100 people. So, yeah, we're dining on like roast beef and lobster tonight.
And burritos.
And burritos. Of course, there's like, a big platter of burritos in the center of the table. Stacked up like
Naturally, Hawaii
mahjong
prices.
tiles.
Roast beef and lobster burritos.
Well, we rest.
We rest.
You rest. It's a very nice night. And the next day starts. Your boat is where your barge is where you left it. You've had a long rest. And I need to use the bathroom. I'll be back in a moment.
Make sure you use the sharp side of the shovel.
But yeah, as long as we finish the day with me having my 7th level spell slot still, I will basically be able to guarantee like nice, easy rests.
Safe rests, yeah. Because yeah, you really don't have to save your 7th level spell slot for a fight if there's a guarantee that there's no fight.
Exactly. And I do have 7th level spell slots that are, or spells that are useful in combat, like Force Cage. If we just need to absolutely just shut something down.
I keep forgetting that Force Cage is 7th level.
Yeah.
If you want, it'll be a bit less useful to you since you don't have Find Greater Steed, but I can get a scroll of Crown of Stars for you. 7th level, 1 hour, no concentration for, was it 4d12
Sure.
radiant for 7 shots?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Nothing wrong with having 28d12 in your back pocket.
Mm-hmm. Most of my spells are not, like, most of the spells I have are not direct damage spells.
Crown of Stars is stupid good for bards because I also get access to Find Greater Steed, which Crown of Stars says target
specifically,
self. So I and my steed can get Crown of Stars for, was it 48 d12?
a
No,
little higher than that.
that's
56.
Yeah.
28 doubled. Yeah. 56 d12 is nothing to laugh at.
I mean, it takes 7 rounds of combat to get through there, but that's still up to 8 d12 on assuming both me and my steed hit every round as a bonus action past the initial action casting.
Eh. Es muy bueno.
It's also one of my very few direct combat spells. I've got Vicious Mockery, Dissonant Whispers, utility, healing, utility, dispel magic, utility, Find Greater Steed, psychic lance, synaptic static, disintegrate, crown of stars. Those are my only 6 like direct combat spells.
Yeah, the really fun thing, Underdark and I were talking about this the other day, with how I have Rurik rebuilt, with reliable talent, and our ruling for using spell scrolls. I can cast up to 6 level spells off of scrolls.
Oh, yeah. I should start having my simulacrum just mass producing disintegrate for you.
The non-magic rogue. Oh, it's a 6 level spell scroll. Yeah, here I can just cast it.
Love it.
Well, it's 15 plus the spell level. I can guarantee a 21.
Mhm.
It's so stupid. Well, this is how I built Friedman on Saturday's last campaign. Or two campaigns ago technically, because well, everybody died. But yeah, Friedman would just go around, buy spell scrolls, and like the end I want to say he had, I want to say like 30 or 40 spell scrolls just hanging out.
Wait. I can make Find Greater Steed spell scrolls.
Neat. What would I want for my greater steed, though? Because that one's there. If I remember correctly, greater steed just sticks around, right?
Yes. Fine Steed and Fine Greater Steed both do.
I
But
thought
Fine Greater
I thought one of them like went away after a little while, and you'd have to recast it.
I'm pretty sure that's just the wizard version of like Is it Phantom or
Yeah,
Phantasmal
Phantom. Yeah,
Steed?
Phantom Steed is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Fine Greater Steed includes like flying mounts like the Pegasus Griffin and something with a weird spelling that I can never remember.
The big bird.
Yeah.
I have regular steed. I don't have greater steed.
I think you should get a llama.
I was gonna get a camel. I can
Be
speak
careful,
with
they spit.
That I can speak with telepathically.
And tell it who to spit at.
Yeah.
I respect any animal with the nuts to spit at a person.
You'd love it in Chile.
I'm gonna name him Hamel. Hamel the camel.
Not to be confused with Hannibal.
The cannibal. And he's gonna communicate with a southern accent.
That mean it was Hamilton the Skeleton?
Well, I do believe it's time we get back to the game.
Yeah, well, after our rest, we continue.
I do
All
believe
right.
we need to make some balances.
Mm-hmm. I need a survival check and a piloting check for that water vehicle.
I'll give you guidance if you need it.
Probably should guidance.
I have guidance for everybody that needs guidance.
Well, I'll roll it. Yeah, get that threshold up to 20. I like that.
All right. You guys keep sailing. And the day of sailing is pretty uneventful. You've made good time and you've covered good distance. And, Intervin,
What's up?
you've seen a lot for your nature department.
Excellent. Yeah, like botanical samples and things like that, taken and
Mhm.
cataloged.
Oh, yeah, I'd like
Indeed.
to take a moment on this day, since we know from the monkey people that the flowers are edible. 'Cause they said they're food.
Are you eating one?
I want to try. Yeah. I would like to harvest a flower and put it on our spare barge.
Well, you head up to the flower, and you can see in the center of the flower that yellowish, almost like a couple of corn cobs. As you get close, that sweet smell, in fact, looks like a kind of sap, almost like a honey.
Well, I am going to 10-foot pole first.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure it doesn't go, snap. And if
It
it
does
doesn't go
not.
snap, I will climb aboard and partake and bring samples.
Mm-hmm. It's sweet. It tastes like honey and has an aftertaste like butter.
Mm.
The actual corn cob looking part is rather spongy.
Oh, okay. So like a like angel food or honeycomb?
Ah, hmm.
Or like Twinkie.
It's not like a Twinkie.
Okay. Well, you said
It's not honey.
spongy, and I'm like, well, there is a third spongy.
I suppose
Cake.
it'd be spongy in a way, kind of like a honeycomb, but it's not like a wax.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll collect some samples, fill a couple of flasks with sap,
Mm-hmm.
then harvest a good number of the combs. Fill a backpack with them. And then we move on.
Indeed, and you reach the end of the adventuring day. It's been pretty uneventful. Most of the violence you've seen have been aquatic predatorial violence.
But we know how to deal with them.
What is worth noting is you haven't encountered any bugs.
I mean, have we encountered any birds?
Nope.
Plainer bullshit.
Although there are fish.
I'll be back in a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm. And it's time for a long rest at the end of a fourth day.
Party time in the mansion.
Indeed, a pleasant rest is had by all.
And a
And
nice hearty meal.
mm-hmm. And thus begins another day of travel. I need a
Yay.
survival check and a piloting check.
Guidance.
I've mastered this fucking boat. And then tomorrow I'll be overconfident and fucking roll like a 1.
So, you guys keep sailing. Another day of uneventful travel goes by. Although this time rain picks up, turns into a torrential downpour, and it's a bit warm. like uncomfortably muggy.
How's
Kind
it
of
not?
like Schult on Saturday. I'm sorry, Ikristan? Kind of like Ikristan on Saturday. But at the end of the day, you've reached the end of this flower-filled, rather pleasant biome here. And you find yourself looking at the single most miserable marsh you have ever seen. The soil here is practically gray. The water is acrid. You can see what are they called? Cattails, in the water. It it looks miserable out here. Even the sky is gray as you reach this location. And the air here smells like decay. What?
You said cattail.
I thought this was a dick joke.
I mean,
Wait,
it could be
It
that.
could be. Yeah. I see no reason to disagree. All right. The ground is gray. The dicktails are plenty. And it smells like death. Yep, this is the
Mhm.
place. So, does it look like our barge is gonna work?
Maybe, maybe not.
I mean,
Oh,
if
I
we have
mean-
to walk, we have to walk. I mean, the whole point of the barge is because it was covered in water before. If they're solid land,
have-
we can just do that.
Yeah, we do have 2 squirt guns. We can make our own water. Just fucking super soaker and decanter of endless water our way across with the barge. All right. Yeah. If it looks walkable, we can walk.
All right. So you guys start trudging through the marsh. It's getting miserable here. It's hot. It's humid. And your feet are soaked. And I need a perception check from whoever's taking the lead here. Frankly, for anyone that's watching, I suppose.
Perception.
Perception check. Plus. Yeah, okay. I have 20. I don't see shit.
Can I have my familiar do the perception check?
Sure.
Well, if I rolled, it would have been 2.
There's Mr. and Thomas.
We ain't found shit.
Easy there, fuck.
Comb the desert.
We're combing it.
Intervin,
Anything? Yeah,
Faradul,
nothing.
Anya,
Not a thing.
Rurik.
They ain't found shit.
You guys spot movement in the marsh. You can see lizard heads with black fins peering at you from behind reeds, kind of half submerged in the water.
How far away?
60 feet,
Observing or approaching?
observing.
I call out and wave at them. Greetings! How are you today?
Oh, right, interesting. Recognizing the voice, one of the lizard men stand up. Intervene.
Friends of yours.
Hi! I'm, sorry, but I think you have me at a disadvantage. You are...
I am Skewers Fish of the Black Fin.
well met.
It has been a while since we've seen you in the Master's domain.
Well, things happened, and I seem to have gotten a bit lost. I wasn't aware that this was the Master's domain. It does explain some things.
Spears Fish just stares at you. Every once in a while, its inner eyelid blinks.
I lean over towards Intervin. Who are these guys?
Um, let's call them the welcoming committee.
I got that part, but I don't remember these guys when we used to
You
travel.
remember the Lake of Wish?
The Lake of Wish.
Remember the big lake we went into underneath the sea glass?
Oh, okay.
The Lake of Monkey Paw?
Yep. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Remember who we helped there?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys put two and two together, but that's who Intervin serves.
Well, no, I got that part. Yeah. So, but no. Okay, this is gonna be interesting.
This is his domicile.
I have a lot of questions. I'm not sure I want answers. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a thing.
Both.
Well, let's just say it's a good thing you're with me.
What an impressive non-answer.
You know what the best part is? I decided where those souls were going immediately after the Deck of Many. The fact that Intervin is here actually mattered.
I'm glad I made the joke about getting the band back together.
You won't believe how
Like,
much
I
that
am
helped you.
genuinely glad I made that joke.
Faradol is
Because it'll make things
reconsidering
easier
regardless.
and complicated.
Yeah. So I turned to the Spears fish. Is the Defiler around?
He is away. He hunts to the west.
Which way is west?
That way.
Okay. Well, we'll just go wait in the reception area for his return.
Do you need help finding your way? Intervin.
You know, it has been a while since I've been here. I could use a bit of a point in the right direction.
Or the left direction. Whichever one's correct.
I shall lead you then.
Ah, thank you.
He slogs out of that part of marsh and begins jogging to the south, east.
I follow.
Indeed. You guys have to go for it's about 3 hours before you can, as you kind of hit like a bank of fog, foul smelling fog, by the way. It's kind of irritating on the eyes. You reach this cloud of fog and begin traveling through it. Spears fish kind of slowing down his pace to help guide you guys through it, avoiding, you know, dangerous spots where you might fall and sink rapidly, a series of traps, carnivorous creatures, kind of takes you through. Until you come to what looks to have one point been an expansive city, which has since been flooded and ruined in almost every sense of the word. It looks like it's been here for a very long time. It's leading you through past totems and banners of, you know, flayed skins. It's the other lizard men here. Taking you to the ruins of a keep.
The master stays here. You may wait for him if you wish.
I think that would be for the best.
If you have tribute to offer, save it for his arrival.
Indeed.
Is there anything else you might need, Intervin?
No, you've been most helpful. Thank you.
Of course.
The lizard bows and then goes jogging off into the fog and the ruins.
Well, this is a useful turn of events.
Well, it does simplify things.
Ish.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, we don't have to kill him to get what we need.
Yeah, but usually killing things is a rather simplistic path.
Yeah, we don't need to kill him though.
Well, you guys are here in these ruins.
We're just hanging out.
All right, just
We
gonna
found a
hang.
nice spot to take a seat.
I was gonna say, go shoveling. See what we can find that's entertaining. Do a little historical digging.
I just tabbed out of my notes to D&D chat. Damn. Who wants a free thing? Ban. What the fuck, guys?
No.
I don't click on links.
I mean, yeah,
9 times out of
fair
10, that's
enough.
just someone looking to hack another account.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, yeah,
Also,
sure,
I
fair
don't.
enough.
Wags already had one of his accounts hacked.
That's a good point.
And also, I don't need YouTube Premium or Xbox Game Pass. Like, no.
That's true. That's fair.
Also, it's in
Also-
D&D chat. That should be in like social chat. So that's 3 strikes.
No, well, no, okay. Swag's only ever been here for D&D. He's not a VIP member, so he doesn't really understand how all the channels work.
Yeah, we can give him a slack.
Put him in
on
baby
that.
jail.
Okay, 2.5.
Nah, he don't need no ban. No, don't ban him.
No, not ban.
No,
No.
we just went to the emote. Relax.
Yeah, we're just, we're just joking around. We're not actually going to ban him.
If he wants to come back, he can stand before the tribunal.
God, we're not doing Hayes' tribunal.
All got it in Cairo.
No, we just
I'm
post
tired.
summary
Given
judgment.
that God's gone, Cairo's gone, and Hayes is basically not around, I feel like at this point, who's our highest ranked people here?
Cairo's not a high ranking.
Me.
Cairo's
Under-
annoying.
Under.
Under's highest ranking, technically.
And then who are the next 2 highest ranking?
Uh,
So we have a tribunal.
AGR
AGR, Spectre,
and
I
Mikhail.
need an org chart.
Mikhail. And then I think it would be me.
Gilbert, make the org chart.
What?
An org chart.
An orc chart.
Organizational chart.
Why would I do that?
Because you're Gilbert.
I don't need an organizational chart. Underdark's the boss. That's all there is to it. I don't need an orc chart.
Oh,
I have
okay,
an
so-
orc chart.
Yeah,
Okay,
He's a
you
war
made the chart.
boss.
Okay, so it's a rather simple chart then.
There's the boss, and then there's the boys.
Under's
fair
the
enough.
boss, we the boys. It's an elegant system.
I mean, I have an entirely built clone VIP server, so even if this one gets deleted. Obviously,
I
it doesn't
think
have all
he's
the
thinking
chats
of-
and shit, but like, it doesn't have all the conversations, but
All right, let's refocus.
do it.
So what
We are,
were
we
you
are
guys saying you wanted to
notoriously
do?
bad at that.
Just do survey the runes and fuck around waiting for the guy.
All right. So you go exploring.
He's
What area would you like to explore? What area of the settlement?
well, ask Anya to fly up and find the shiniest spot. And by shiny, I mean the cleanest.
I'll go ahead and do that.
I'll give you the spyglass so you can see better.
All right, Anya, give me a perception check. You have advantage from the telescope.
$17.
Well, you go flying around, and as for clean, dry locations, there's a section of keep, uh, just you know, through a door and up a flight of stairs from your current position. Um, there's a town square that's mostly flooded, but has a podium, not podium, but a large raised, stage, which is pretty dry, although it does have a lot of impaled bodies. Um, there's another dry section to the north. This area mostly has a large encampment of lizard men,
Probably not there.
and then there's, you know, a well, I suppose you could call it a port, but really it just connects to a large body of mangrove trees and slightly more liquid than the marsh, enough that you could get boats through it. Where you can see lizard men going about their fishing and hunting.
Hmm.
Frankly, this whole damn place is absolutely miserable.
This hellish swamp is made out of hellish swamp.
Yeah. It turns out a ruined city inhabited by a dragon whose epitaph is the Defiler is an unpleasant locale.
Is his brother the despoiler?
No, his brother's Ted. Ted's
Oh.
weird.
Ted's the real freak.
God damn it, Ted.
But yeah, and then there's the ruined keep.
Mm,
You
I
can
make
see a
a
big
guess.
old hole in it on where it looks like a dragon
Oh,
could
yeah.
land.
So the keep is probably where the boss is, so we maybe shouldn't go there without permission. So who wants the corpse-filled town square?
That's what I was thinking. Of the options, it's the least unpleasant.
We could go hang out with the lizard men.
Eh,
They seem sociable enough.
We can't go into the boss's place, so we have to choose between the place full of human suffering or the lizard people. We choose the place full of human suffering. The fuck?
well, I mean, it's not like they're currently suffering. It's just past suffering. It's history.
And we may have mages, but none of us are psychers. We're not going to be feeling the psychic imprint from all that horrible bullshit that happened to them. They'll be fine.
Precisely.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you guys head over to that dry area. Well, as you move through the muddy streets and finally get to some stonework that's not completely upended and ruined, you reach the square where you can see thousands of these spikes, upon which looks like you have at least 1,000 people impaled upon them. Um, Beyond the charnel reek and the smell of blood and acid, you hear the sound of groaning. A
Hmm.
lot of it.
Maybe they're actively suffering. Who could have guessed? Well, you said stonework, so naturally I'm going to just see how old and You know, how long has this stonework been around?
All right, give me that check. I think it's a history check
Mhm.
with your dwarven stone cunning.
These are some nice boulders.
So, Rurk. This stonework is several hundred years old and is, in fact, you can actually place it geographically.
Hmm.
One moment.
So this is a city that was brought here.
Yeah, one sec. The stylistic motifs with the buildings and the stonework itself is consistent with the work that you've seen in cities like Morton, and then down into the jungles and swamps near the Great Western Swamp and the Bertham Highlands.
Hmm. Well, then I would discuss it, pick with Intervin. Well, picking
Right
Intervin's
in
brain.
this area on the map.
Okay. Um. Well, yeah, I would. Converse with Intervin, discussing it, and talk about the history of that particular area, because I think Intervin is reasonably versed in history, correct?
Um, somewhat, sure.
Well, I mean, more so than Rurik is. Rurik can tell how old the rock is, but that's about it.
I've read a lot of stories.
Yeah. Any particular stories of a city disappearing 700-800 years ago in that area?
Have I studied
Gilbert,
the most history out of our party?
have I heard of such a story, Gilbert?
Yeah, actually, you've been there. So this city looks uncannily similar to a city which the name has since been lost to the annals of time. That was at one point uh, the capital of a kingdom located in that southern set of jungles near the Great Western Swamp. That kingdom was destroyed by an ancient black dragon by the name of Trozeus, who is noteworthy for having been slain by the god king Akhed-Ur. This capital was the seat of Trozeus's power, along with uh, her offspring, Ataxius the Defiler. This city is quite literally the place that you guys almost ran into at the start of the campaign. Whatever civilization was previously here was destroyed in its entirety by Trozeus. Like, the only memory of it is that it was destroyed.
Kind of like Atlantis.
Yes, it is functionally this region's Atlantis.
I'm kind of curious what legend lore would be able to tell us.
I mean, we're just hanging out for the day, probably. So fire it off.
All right. Performance of creation for the material components, and I'll cast Legend Lore and see what we can get out of that about the city.
All right. 1 second. Let me double check exactly what that spell does. Because there's some shit at play.
It is Power Word Exposition Rant.
It's basically what you just did, Gilbert, but 5 more paragraphs.
Your summary of the significant lore about the thing you named. It might also consist of current tales, forgotten stories, or even secret lore that has never been widely known. If the thing you named isn't of legendary importance, you gain no information.
All right, 1 moment. So, legendary forgotten stories.
Good old Rudnog.
So, Anya,
Mm-hmm.
you get hit with the mental equivalent of downloading several dictionaries and, well, textbooks simultaneously. Your head's kind of hurting a bit from this.
Have you
acquire.
seen the party I travel with? My head always hurts.
So you acquire a history of this city that at one point it was quite thriving and prosperous, carving out a bountiful land in what would become the Great Western Swamp. When the city was thriving, that landmass was not, in fact, a swamp. It was quite arable, very, very fertile. They built a kingdom that stretched as far north as the Bay of Koresh, fought a few wars with the giants on the north side of the river, and spread their kingdom as south all the way onto the far end of the peninsulas there. Uh, large kingdom they had carved out. At which point, after several generations of prosperous rule, one of their kings struck a bargain with a young dragon by the name of Troseus in order to, disappear a few rivals and some pretenders for the throne. What would follow would be a 4-century long period of setback after setback. Each one with this black worm leading some part of this kingdom's domain to ruin. Until eventually the city itself collapsed from its own internal failings, with Troseus consuming the last ruler and blighting the land itself. You would know. Let's see, given what this does. You would also know that some of this city's people had survived and had moved to found a small settlement on the opposite side of a river, naming it Urbeth. Eventually, a few more centuries later, after Troseus had created a brood of worms of her own, she was slain uh, at the city of Morton by the at this point nearly ascendant Akhed Ur. The city itself remains a blighted place, and uh, was on a very fundamental level claimed as Ataxius the Defiler's personal domain. And given what legend lore would also tell you, the city is, coterminal on both planes. It exists both in the Great Western Swamp and also on this plane of ooze, well, para-elemental plane.
So wandering around and relearning all of that, do I see anything with see invisibility? Since there's coexisting shenanigans.
It's not like that with see invisibility. It's
Yeah,
if
I just
you
meant, is there any ethereal rifts or anything like that?
so there is no ethereal at all.
Mm-hmm.
No, like the ethereal plane is not present.
So right now we are not on the material plane. We are on the plane
Yeah.
of ooze or whatever. So we're not next to the
Yeah,
ethereal
that's
plane
what
anymore.
I was asking. Because you just learned from legend lore that they are coplanar, which meant if we were both on the plane of ooze and the material plane, then I would also be able to see the ethereal. That's what I was asking, yes. So they don't exist as one city.
Correct, but they are both present. Mirrored, I suppose, would be the better term.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
Additionally, Anya,
Mm-hmm.
I need a wisdom save from you.
Oh boy, wisdom save.
Indeed.
With all that information, you downloaded a virus.
Actually, kind of.
Let's see, what do I have to add to that? Oh wait, when did I take resilient? Alright, I should have probably have checked the actual save instead of just my wisdom stat for that. Plus. There.
Why does my head hurt when I read that under?
So, you did some stuff. That does not succeed. Anya,
Mm-hmm.
your movement speed is reduced to 0, and you are frightened as your mind is overcome with visions of death and destruction of this taking place during this city's long history.
Hmm.
Its endless spiral downward into ruin and total annihilation.
Hmm.
You take 36 points of psychic damage
Hmm.
as your mind kind of caves in on itself with fear just overwhelming your mind. The rest of you can see Anya is, well,
Having a
Clinging
moment.
not
to her
doing
Pegasus.
great.
Yeah. Anya is clinging to her Pegasus and not having a good day.
I'm sure it'll pass.
Yeah, I just pat him on the back, like, yeah, Taxis is great, isn't he?
Well, I mean, from what he just told us, I don't think it's Ataxius. I think it's Ataxius' mom.
Oh, the whole family, you know?
Ataxius is the inheritor.
I thought it was the Defiler.
That too.
Yeah, he's that too.
Right, more 2 titles? Come on. He's greedy. The greedy inheritor despoiler.
It's just a spoiler. Don't be doing that inheritor shit. No, he's just the despoiler. Defiler, not the spoiler. That's Abaddon. You can't fucking trick me, you rat bastard.
But Gilbert, he already
This
has.
is not Failbadon the Armless.
You're saying he spoiled you?
Indeed. So what are you guys doing?
Well, hoping it passes.
Leading him back to the reception area where, we were, and I guess we're just waiting for Ataxius.
I tried
Yeah.
to distract him with almonds.
Head of the keep, hang out, wait for the boss man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys lead back there. Anya's still 1,000 yards staring. It's been about 20 minutes.
We have a paladin, right? Hey. Rurk snaps his fingers in front of Samuel's face. Hey,
What?
you're a paladin, right?
In a way, yes.
Can you fix this? Points at Anya.
What's wrong with her? Is she
Well,
dead?
no, she's currently frozen, clinging to her horse, staring into the middle distance in absolute terror.
She's cursed?
I'm really scared her.
Here? I
Here.
can lay on hands and cure of it, I guess. Right?
I don't know. I'm not a paladin.
I mean, I'm asking the DM, correct?
What are you trying to do?
Lay on hands and cure whatever's bothering her? Cure the whatever condition she has?
So you're trying to cure poison or disease?
Wait, no. Let me rephrase that. Let me look at that.
Anybody got
Restorations
some
affect
alcohol
conditions.
around?
Okay. Then I cast Lesser Restoration on her. How about that? Will that one heal it? Will that one work?
Let me check.
Because if it won't, that's as far as I can go because I only have second level.
Do you have? Oh, so you don't have Aura of Courage?
No, I only have second level.
Uh,
I've only
Is this one of your paladin and rogue mixes?
Yeah.
Lesser Restoration doesn't have a status effect that it cures that matches this. It would not work.
Okay, well
Then it'd be greater, yeah.
Well, if he's still fucked up come the morning, I have something that might be able to fix it.
Oh wait, no. When you cash your mansion, we can just get him drunk and forget the horrible things that they've learned.
Yeah, and if come the morning that doesn't work, I can cast Modify Memory and just, administer the amnesiatics to him.
Well, or that,
Give him a lobotomy.
Well,
But there's
no,
nothing
that
preventing
wouldn't be
me
useful.
from casting magic, right?
Yeah, you are incapacitated, frightened, and your movement speed is 0.
Ah,
Your mind is
I-
collapsed in on itself.
all right. I did not catch the incapacitated part the first time.
Wow.
I didn't catch it either, so.
That might have been that would be a failure of my part to properly communicate what was happening.
Yeah, that's horrible. I can't fix that. We need a priest to fix that.
I thought you are a priest.
Anya is currently experiencing a waking nightmare.
I'm a different type of priest.
I mean, okay, fair enough. Do you? I'll cast Identify on him just to see if it is a curse.
Identify works on curses, yeah.
Well, it tells you if there's any spells affecting him.
Yes. Yes. Anya is currently under a curse called the Defiler's Ire.
Oh God, that sounds horrid. Would we be able to know that, like a religion or a?
He just identified it.
I mean, will we know anything else?
So, well, the big thing to know is, do I know if the remove curse spell will fix this?
Give me an Arcana check.
I give you guidance.
Okay.
I can help.
Don't need help. I already have advantage. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
It's literally like a class feature. I get advantage on
I
Arcana
do it
checks.
all the time. I don't really need help. I can do it myself.
So it would require a 5th level expenditure of remove curse.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to wait for the morning anyway then, because I didn't prepare remove curse. I just got some scrolls of it. And scrolls are cast at base level, so that would only be 3rd level. So, yeah, I guess we just sort of tuck him away. Yeah, we can fix it. We just gotta wait for the morning.
So yeah, we wait. Ataxia shows up.
Yeah, we basically stick like a post-it note to Anya's forehead, to do, cast remove curse 5.
Wow, that bites. All right. So.
Well, I don't prepare remove curse, on my normal spell set. That's why I have scrolls of it.
So, at the end of the hour, Anya, I need a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Where is? $17.
All right, Anya.
Unless I get a paladin aura or something.
After what? Father Samuel, are you staying near Anya?
Yes.
What's your aura?
Plus 1. It's only a +1.
It would have been a 14 on the first one.
An
Don't think that
18
matters.
now.
Yep.
So,
Which
Anya,
might matter.
at the end of an hour, despite your crippling horror at what you're watching, you do manage to wrench your mind out of it. You do, however, take 23 points of psychic damage. I'm sorry, you take half of that. You take half of that because you passed the save. You are still cursed, but you have managed to pull yourself out of it enough that you're no longer incapacitated and unable to move. But you are frightened.
All right.
Specifically frightened of Itaxius.
I'm gonna try and cast Greater Restoration on myself. Just see if that helps with this. I don't. Actually, would I have been able to hear conversation while I was incapacitated?
No.
I mean, if you
Alright, yeah,
seem
then
if you seem cognizant, I'll inform you of your curse.
alright.
If you're present, we present. Welcome back, dear buddy.
Additionally, yes, I double checked what it does. Greater Restoration does remove one curse. So that, or say a 5th level remove curse could both work.
Alright, I'll go with Greater Restoration because Remove Curse is not a bard spell.
Alright, you cast Greater Restoration on yourself. As you break the Defiler's Ire. Although you have still seen the death of, tens of thousands of people at this point. Ataxius is kind of a monster. So was his mother.
Well, monkeys.
I mean, he's probably just misunderstood.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Very strange paladin.
Not a,
I mean, he just had some issues he had to work through.
yeah.
That's funny. Sleuth?
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That plays into the flaw. Take a DM inspiration.
Yay.
I just thought it was funny. I didn't even know that was the thing we were doing.
It I look, you made me aware of it. It fits surprisingly well. It works for me.
Alright, I'll take it.
Doesn't that mean that you have two now?
They don't stack as far as I know. And I also forgot I had as the first one, and I don't remember what it was from.
Because we didn't use the deck of many things.
Right.
Yeah, for reference, the flaw that apparently she took was unlocking an ancient mystery is worth the price of a civilization. Or in this case, unlocking an ancient mystery is worth the civilization that died and experiencing it.
Wow.
But Gilbert, we're gonna need a ruling call on the multiple DM inspirations.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
All right, I'll take it.
It's DM inspiration, not bardic inspiration.
Yeah, DM inspiration can stack on anything because the DM said so.
Well, no, yeah. Then DM inspiration is just a extra die you have. You can have more than one DM inspiration.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Anya brought it up. I mean, I haven't used much of them, so I wasn't aware either.
Yeah,
And
we kind of use it as a sort of like,
When you shock the DM with something that's really
Oh,
clever.
yeah, I got that, but it just didn't. Know
well, there's a lot of things we do it for, but yeah.
Thunder doesn't give him out as much because it's hard to shock him. Gilbert is quicker, easier to shock.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
But if you can like cite your homework for,
I hated that. No.
like using your character traits in a manner that put massive risk onto yourself, and then I'd see that
hate
as
that.
counting. Hate what?
Showing my work in school.
Uh
I used to hate that. Teachers would be like, "How did you know the answer?" I was like, "I just did. Show me how you got it." I don't know.
It came to me in a dream.
Yeah.
I made it the fuck up.
No, yeah, it was just numbers. I don't know.
Mr. writing on his homework does the math equation. Source, trust me, bro.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just like I can see the number, the formulas in my head, but when I write them down, I get confused. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. It's really weird.
Where's
All
the
right.
I've connected the dots meme?
Okay. So I think with
Yeah, I like that.
breaking that curse on Anya. By the way, there was a solid chance that would kill you. Because that psychic damage doesn't go away until the curse is ended. I think we'll call things there for the night. It is 11 o'clock.
All right.
Well, I mean, we would have seen her bleeding from the eyes, ears, and nose, and just dumped her full of healing,
Nope.
even though she's incapable of communicating.
There's no bleeding from the eyes, ears, or nose.
Psychic damage.
That's one way for it to be visually manifested. It's not the only kind.
Your head could just go.
It's more to indicate the idea of, like, say, Anya's heart giving out.
Or even
Yeah,
her heart exploding in her chest.
even at
You wouldn't
half
see that.
damage, 5d10 is an average of what, like 28? Every
Yep.
hour, Anya would not have made it through the night, even succeeding on almost every save.
Yep. That's part of the reason you got that DM inspiration out of that. It for the mixed reason of it was incredibly dangerous, it potentially slightly unfair, and also it played surprisingly well into your character flaw. Hence, because of those,